everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Still Learning Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Badger, and to my right is the man from Mauritius who looks delicious, Ryan Pilot.
Sorry, I was deep.
You did that the last episode.
I was deep in thought. I was just thinking. I was thinking about later. I was thinking about later tonight. That's all.
So yes, still no Jack Savas. Don't know where he is. He's busy. But we do now have a replacement for Jack. He doesn't talk much, but if you can see on the video, we have a dog. This is Bailey Dog. I am dog sitting for the weekend. And
he looks very helpless right now.
He does. He does.
Should probably put him down.
Yeah, probably should put him down. There you go, mate. Oh, there you go. I tell you what, we'll let him out of the studio.
He's like, thank fuck for that.
He's like, I'm free. So Bailey is now replacing Jack.
Yes.
And I think that's a great second guest.
Like for like.
Yeah, literally like for like.
Just as hairy.
It's just actually, I think Jack's more hairy.
Maybe
Jack's more hairy than Bailey. But yeah, how's life been since the last episode?
Busy, mate. Busy. Yeah. I've barely seen you, I don't think.
No, literally, I think I've seen you once, and that was at the Christmas drinks.
Let's not talk about that. No. Let's not talk about that. After you snaked it.
I didn't.
You snaked it.
I didn't snake it.
You snaked it.
No, that was never my intention to snake it, though.
So you gave this whole big spiel of, coming to the football drinks, blah, blah, blah. And you go, I need to show my face at my work Christmas party.
By the way, my work Christmas party was on the same day as the football Christmas drinks.
Yeah, and you said to me, no, I'd rather be out with all the boys, having a laugh, having a good night. So you come out for a little bit. What time did you leave the pub? I think 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah, and you was like, don't worry, I'll be back in about an hour and a half. Just going to show my face.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think I saw you for another 5 days after that.
Right. Okay. All right. So that is Ryan's version of the story. That's
the truth.
Yeah, that happened. That did happen.
You lied to me.
That did happen.
You lied to me.
But I had very, very good reasoning.
You promised you'd be back.
I did promise, and I've got a very good reason of why I didn't come back.
You know what now? I quit. You broke my trust. Thank you, everyone. It was nice knowing you. It was nice being here, but I quit. But we are no longer friends.
No, we were never friends. We've always been brothers. But, okay, so obviously, that was my intention, was to go for an hour and a half, and so I get to the Christmas drinks, and by the way, it absolutely looked amazing. They did a Willy Wonka thing, but they had like massive mushrooms everywhere, and I tell you what, like they marketing pulled it out of the bag. It looked truly amazing. So I get there, everything's going amazing. I'm outside having a little cigarette, having a chit chat, and then one of the girls that I work with comes over to me, and she mentions that a particular lady that I have always been attracted to is attracted to me. And
so your penis took over.
No.
Rather than what you actually set up here.
No.
And then your heart thinking, I need to get back to the boys. Something else took over, did it?
No, my brain took over.
Did it?
My brain was like,
right.
Now I could stay and see what happens.
Yep.
Or I could go back to the football, but always think, what if?
Well, you'd see her on Monday, so.
Well, yeah, but it might have been completely different.
You never know.
Hey, but guess what? I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Yeah, you filled me in, I know.
I don't regret it.
We won't repeat the details on here.
Well, I didn't say any bad details.
No, you didn't. No, but
no, yeah.
No one needs to know.
Yeah, we'll keep that convo to convo. But yeah, no, it's been a very couple of weeks. Although because obviously work in recruitment, it's just been dead. Because no one really. I mean, there were some people looking for jobs during this time of the year, but they're not really.
It'd be January, won't it, when most people look for a change?
Yeah. Exactly. But I'd smashed it last week, though. Got a good few offers in, so that was nice.
It's good, man.
But yeah, it does bring us obviously onto today's episode, which we've both got experience in. You've probably got more experience in it, but I got most recent experience. Is talking or dating to in the workplace. Because obviously you met Grace.
Yep.
At work.
Yep.
And now you've been together for.
You asked me this question multiple times.
I know,
over
I
multiple
always forget.
episodes, and I
But you
know.
don't even know the answer. Yeah, and it's like 4 years though, isn't it?
Don't know.
So that's so long. Like you're so in love, you don't know how long you've been together. That's cute.
It's been a long while.
That's cute. But how did you? I mean, I know the story, but for the people that don't know the story, how did that come about?
She was a member.
Was she a member first?
Mm.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Didn't know that.
Did her program.
Yeah.
Probably one of the longest programs I've ever done in my life.
Just ask her completely random questions that have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So, what is your shoe size?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I found out she applied for a job on reception.
Yeah.
And then, it just when she started working, we started chatting.
Yeah.
Just went from there.
And how did to be fair, actually, I don't know this, but how? So obviously you start dating or talk. You start talking, and then obviously you start dating. How did that during work? Would you sneak off and get with each other in the fire exits?
No,
did you not? Okay.
No.
But that's what I mean. But what would you? Would you just be completely?
I wouldn't do anything at work.
No.
I just don't. I've always been keep work and personal life separate.
But you dated somebody.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I wouldn't take personal
I
problems into work.
You know
what I mean?
100%.
And then I wouldn't take work related stuff outside of work.
Yeah.
And when I go to work, I would just go to work to do my job.
It just so happened to be that she was there as well.
But she was obviously on reception. I was up in the gym.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was there 24/7.
Just spent most of your shift down at reception.
No. No. I actually didn't. I spent a bit of time. If I had nothing on, obviously, I think it's just a normal thing to do. But I was quite busy, so I never really had the time to go and do that, which I think was quite nice because it's not then too much.
Wait a minute. Hello? Oh, there you go. I couldn't hear you for a second.
Oh.
My headphones went. Who came on to who though? Who initiated it?
Initiated what?
Who initiated the first there's something there. Let's
no one really. It was not really. No one really said anything. I think it was more of just a mutual thing.
Yeah.
But she actually invited me. She asked for my help with her PT course.
Yeah.
So I guess essentially I can guess that you can
it was her.
say that she initiated it.
Yeah.
So and she knows it as well. Because she won't deny it. She knows it.
Didn't you? She asked you to go help her with a program or whatnot, and you ended up just going for a walk.
No, we ended up going for dinner.
Oh, that's it. And it did. Smith and Weston at Box Hill.
Didn't do anything related to her work. We just went for dinner.
She just turns up in a ball gown and she's like, oh my God, oh yeah, let's just go for dinner. I'm dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
And you're there in a full tracksuit.
But the last thing was, it was pretty chill to be honest. It was. Yeah, there was no stress with it. It was very easy. Yeah.
How long were you working together before, obviously, you started date or talking romantically?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
No,
I don't know. It was just kind of one of them things that just naturally happened over time.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously at the moment I'm just talking to somebody at work.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because I've said in previous episodes, when it comes to online dating, I much prefer meeting somebody first, and then letting something develop. It's so much more natural and smooth. So me and this obviously girl at the moment, we've had multiple conversations where there's no, although I was attracted to her, there was no romantic, it was no I can't say this because I don't want to embarrass myself, there was no romantic interest at the time, so you can kind of build on a little bit of a foundation.
I think it's easier at work, 100%.
Without doubt,
it's much easier because you actually have to be around that person or them people a lot more than you would if you wasn't. So you're going to build better relationships with people because they're going to get to know you better.
100%.
I feel like if you go on a date with someone who you've just met online, I think it's more of a fact of, you've got this small window of opportunity to be right, I need to impress this person.
Yeah.
Whereas and vice versa, essentially, in a way. But I think when you're at work with someone, I think that kind of pressure comes off. You can just be you.
Yeah.
They either buy into you or they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, they're still your colleagues, so you're still going to get on with them.
Yeah.
But then there might be something more that progresses from it. So 100% it's much easier because, you like I said, you can go out on a date, have 1-2 hours to really try and make an impact. Or you could just be you over 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks.
Exactly.
And just naturally develops.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I've always been attracted to this girl. So even when I was dating the last girl, which actually I don't even think we've had an episode since that ended. We haven't had an episode since that, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
So that ended. Obviously, while I was dating the last girl, I always found myself wanting to, like, I would go make an excuse to go speak to the department that the girl now works in. Not like, and it would be legit work questions.
Yeah.
I just knew the answer to all of them before I asked them.
Right.
But like, it's but yeah, you say you build up a little bit of a friendship first, and you don't, especially with somebody like me, like, because also my ADHD, I'm very erratic.
Yeah.
So obviously at work, I'm even more erratic, as you know, because obviously we used to work together. But then when I'm at home, like when you come over and we're chilling after like work or whatnot, I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
So the fact that like, so when we went for a drive, we've gone for lunch together, and she's even said like, you're like completely different person to the one at work. And yeah, I think at work you can kind of be a little bit, more, especially for me, I'm more erratic, and if somebody still finds me attractive, then great.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, there's no point you being different to how you are. You just got to be yourself.
Oh no, yeah, I'm always me, but yeah, with my energy levels, it's
yes,
just
I know. I've been on holiday with you multiple times. I see how your mood changes over the course of a day. So,
but do you think it's a good idea to date or talk in the workplace?
I don't know. Yes and no. Obviously, it's got its.
But everything's got its pros and cons.
Yeah, of course. Like, I think one of the things you've got to really think about is consider if it's actually worth it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big things. Like, are you just doing it for a bit of fun?
Yeah.
Because, if you're just doing it for a bit of fun, someone's probably going to get hurt at the end of it.
100%.
100%. And then that's going to obviously cause a bit of a rift.
Yeah.
In the workplace, you don't want that awkwardness. You don't want people taking sides and
stuff
like that. So that's always something that you've got to be
careful of.
Cautious of. Because think about when we used to work at the gym together. Like, you saw it with a lot of people. Like, how many people were like together, started dating, and then things changed, something happened, and then like, you know what I mean? So like, obviously, not going to name names. People, obviously, we know who we're talking about and stuff. But it can create awkwardness. So I think you've got to kind of like it's obviously you've got to communicate in any relationship or any potential, but especially in the workplace, you've got to probably have more communication just so you both are aware. Yeah, I think you need to probably like set some kind of like ground rules. Yeah, in a way, and just be like, look, if nothing happens from this, then
we don't let it interfere.
We can't let it be like a problem that comes into work. Like, you've given it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's as simple as that. You just kind of move on from it. But like, obviously, you don't want to be making it awkward for the other person. Obviously, you're always going to have that, I think, initial bit of like, it's a bit awkward. Yeah, but
of course,
I think if you say that from the start and say like, look, if this didn't work out, or if you wasn't feeling it, or if I wasn't feeling it, or whatever, we don't take it into work. Like, we don't put this on other people, because and then it's not fair on other people at work, is it? You know what I mean?
No, exactly. And I think that's a big thing. Like, because I've dated people from work previously, and the one thing I've always said is like, because especially with, it's a little bit different now because the sites that I control, she doesn't work with them, so I theoretically don't really ever need to go speak to her. Yeah. So it's not like if things went completely sour, it would then interfere. Like, because I don't theoretically,
you don't need to actually have that kind of level of communication.
No, exactly. But I've had ones before in previous teams, like in previous jobs where we've been on the same team.
Yeah, I've had the same.
Where
it's difficult.
It was just a physical thing, but then things then started escalating, and then it's like we used to sit next to each other as well. Yeah. And then all of a sudden and we had to communicate every single day, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. And she was like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. And then it creates a massive rift. But I think, I was very young. Well, not very young. I was like, it's my first job at Chibo. So I was like maybe 21. But then I've also had ones like and then clients, like at Nuffield. I'll bleep that out, actually. No, I don't need to bleep that out, do I? Yeah, Nuffield, I dated 2 members. Yeah. And then they didn't obviously end well, and then it was just awkward every time I was at reception. They'd walk in.
Yeah, you kind of can't get away from it. That's
No, exactly. Well. But yeah, you just got to let not interfere with anything. Because it's like any relationship. Like, it just happens to be that you both work at the same place. Like sometimes,
I think a lot more nowadays. You see more relationships happen in the workplace. Than they do like outside of work. I think obviously there are people who meet outside of work, but I think it's more common now, isn't it? That you see it like inside work when you're working together. You know, you could go, especially like say for example, you know, like if someone was in a relationship with someone, but you then still worked with them. Yeah. There's that kind of, there might always be that, okay, she's in a relationship, but there might always be that underlying thing. Yeah. And then they break up or things that don't work out between them. And then like you're kind of, they know you really well, they get on with you, and then things start to blossom from there, you know? So there's always...
Exactly. Well, that's the situation with me at the moment. Obviously, it was in a relationship and then obviously wasn't. And yeah, I mean, I've spoken to you about a previous when I started, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, she's beautiful, but she's in a relationship. So like, you then just you cut off any emotional, and then all of a sudden
just become friends with them, and you get on. With
them
well.
Exactly.
But then obviously, then when you find out that kind of emotion switches back on a little bit,
which is why on Saturday when I found out, I was like, oh, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I am staying. Like I've waited like 3 months. I'm staying. But yeah, no, I think it's I think. It's just like any relationship; it'll either work or it won't work. But you just got to not let it interfere with your work.
I think that's a big thing.
I mean, did you ever have any arguments with Grace at work, or any times where maybe you'd argued outside? And
there was probably times where like stuff had happened and like we were annoyed at something, but then we just wouldn't really speak at work.
Yeah.
Instead of like arguing about it or like talking about it at work, we would just kind of not speak to each other and then talk about it once work was finished. Yeah. Because that's what I mean. Like obviously people as well. Like people always eavesdrop, don't they? Like you've always got someone listening in and trying to.
Workplace is like the most gossipy place in the world.
The amount of stories that get stirred and bits get added to it, and it's like, well, I didn't even say that. You know what I mean? But
no, exactly.
Yeah, it's you just don't want to take your personal problems or anything that's happened outside into work. But then, like I said, because she worked on reception and I worked,
you didn't need to interact that much.
I could just stay upstairs and not speak to her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So but not really. It wasn't really often.
No.
And I think also if it was usually over like stupid stuff where we were both so young. Like, obviously, I think she was like 19 and I was like 21.
Yeah.
Like that. So like obviously.
Wait, God, and you're 25 now.
I'm 26.
So you've literally been together like 8 years?
No, it's not 7. 5
Wait,
years.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, sorry.
Not maths is not mathing. That is shocking.
That was I'm so sorry.
That was awful. That was awful maths.
I'm so sorry.
How have you got from 21 to 26? Oh yeah, that's 7
No,
years.
because I went from 19 to 26. Okay. But then I was like, no, Grace was 19, you weren't.
I was 21.
What would you say are like what would you say are like the 2 biggest pros and the 2 biggest cons of dating or talking in the workplace?
Cons is you've always got people that put their 2 pence in.
I'm not experiencing it now, but like obviously
you'll always get people that will say things.
There's the gossip of the office.
Yeah.
And it's like, although I don't, nothing phases me, but it's almost like people talk about it so much. And to be fair, I talk about it as well, but like it's almost like, you're constantly got people talking about it. And then you're like, oh, wait, how's that going to affect the other person?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just one of them. Like, people are always going to be having their have a little bit of their say. You'll get some people, it's great, and then you get somebody, you need to be careful. This, that,
yeah. So
you got people who always, I'm just like, just stay out of it. Just don't get involved. Like, it's nothing to do with you. Just fuck off, basically. I think that's one of the. And I think as well, like another thing is just like you said, it just becomes the talk of the place, and you're like, why do people like care so much? Like, just like, let it be. Like, let us just.
No, 100%. What's the other con? Right, yeah. What's your other con?
Probably if you just break up, I reckon.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always that risk, isn't there? Of
if risk in any relationship breaking up, but
But yeah, like obviously in the workplace, if you both work at the same place and then you break up, it's kind of like I said earlier, it's just that
You got to see each other
every day, unless one of you decides to leave.
Yeah, but then I say I'd never leave a job because of that. But I mean, yeah,
I think the con more would be
it'd be tougher to get over them.
No, I think another con of dating in the workplace is if you break up, how it would impact your career or like your current job, essentially. Not just breaking up with them, how it would impact everything.
Yeah, no, I guess. So. I think it also, again, it all depends on the environment, the like, obviously, like say, like you and Grace, you were PT, she was reception. You didn't need to interact with her, so like you say, you could easily go upstairs, and just sit in the office. With me, and the person I'm talking to at the moment, don't work on the same sites, and I can just Teams my representative for those sites. So I don't say it never would have fared, but obviously if you're on the same team together, then that becomes a little bit more difficult. But I think I think one of my pros as well, one of my pros, I think, is it's actually nice seeing them every day.
Mm-hmm.
And not like, if you see your girlfriend every day, or there's somebody you're dating with every day, but in like
small amounts,
not even in small amounts, but if you see them every day at home, like if you live together, like you've always got to be on that boyfriend or dating mode. But at work, it's completely different. Yeah. You're seeing a work colleague that you are just romantically interested, like in interest. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
interested with. So it's actually nice. Like, I mean, this week I've been, obviously asking about work stuff, but it's just nice talking to them on a different level than always constantly romantic.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I think that's a good pro. And another pro is, I don't know, seeing them every day, sharing cars to go to work, save money on petrol.
Fucking hell. No, I don't think you're at that stage yet, but like we said earlier, I think another pro is you'll probably have that
a stronger relationship.
Yeah, you already have that kind of base connection with them, I think, which will kind of help you to move forward. You're not like getting to know them, you already know them, if that makes sense.
You know bits and pieces of them.
You know like the basics of them already.
Yeah.
And then it's more of the behind the scenes stuff that you'll get to learn as you kind of involve yourself with them more. Whereas, I think that's a good thing, because you'll always get to know someone. And then if you've got that kind of strong relationship and that strong connection already before anything like romantically happens, you know, they're probably more likely to confide in you if bigger things go on then.
No,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? So
it's like,
you've probably already got that level of trust, I guess, and that mutual respect for each other. So,
and you also know, like, I mean, because I remember when I was dating the last person, I used to go in and obviously speak to them all about it, and be like, oh, like I'm doing this, blah, 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 blah. And like, it's like they can also almost picture together how you would be, you know what I mean? Like, whereas if you just date somebody you've just met, they're like, oh, is he just doing this to like, whereas I've told them how I treat a woman, so they know, I like to think they know that I'm an honest person. But just say, like, I mean, I've said to her, I've gone into that office to specifically speak to her. She's said that she used to come in, like, not to speak to me, but to like just walk past me, and then like we'll lock eyes and
so
whatnot.
you notice her basically,
huh?
So you
exactly.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't because we were like, oh, like, it was just because, like, I don't know. I mean, from my end, it's like I just liked being around her, and obviously still do. But yeah, I think it builds for a stronger relationship, whether it's working or just being friends first. Like I've dated back in the day my friends, like, I think, if you could build that foundation of friendship and trust without any romantic interest, then it builds for a stronger relationship, 100%. But yeah, have you got any other experiences dating in the workplace?
No. Well, I dated a girl that I worked to the Sainsbury's with when my first job.
How was that?
Shit. That's all we'll say.
Is this the girl the reason why anyone that leaves you just cut them off Instagram?
Me?
Yeah, but the last episode, where we were, or the other episode, we were talking about once you're over, that's it, you're cut off.
Yeah.
Is that because is this the girl that really hurt you because of that?
No, she didn't really hurt me.
Oh, I see.
I just thought, I'm not going to use the word that I was about to say because you probably have to bleep it out. But
luckily, she was on vegetable aisle and you were on the meat aisle, so you didn't have to see her.
No, we worked on the same department.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But like, no, so it was basically, we didn't finish until I started working at Nuffield.
Right, okay.
Things were already like not great.
They're on the rocks.
Yeah. And then I think when I had that time away, I was actually like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, I actually realized how much happier I was not being around her.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, so it just ended from there basically. But yeah, she did stuff, which obviously made it easier for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's why I'm so cold now. That's what it is, isn't it?
No, it is. I mean, I remember my first ever experience of dating in the workplace. At my first job, Chibo, we all went for drinks on a night out. And I can't remember, she was, might have been like 28 or 29, something like that, but I was 21. And I had just come into my looks. I was still, I'm based, I feel like I'm always been.
So when did that start deteriorating then?
When I hit 30.
I
always feel like because I've always been a geek and a nerd, not a smart one, but like gaming, I've just like developed slightly above average looks, but I still don't see it.
Yeah.
So like I've always been,
Yeah, there's been a lot of times where you come and say, "Oh, I'm so ugly," and I'm like, "What the fuck you want?" It's out of nowhere. You're like, I'm like, "What?"
Because I just don't see it. But like I know I'm gorgeous, but but like I remember we went for drinks out, and then she was like, "You're coming back with me tonight," and I was like, "What?" This is like, "You're coming back with me tonight," and I was like, "All right, fair enough." And then literally that was on like the Friday night, and then that was it. The Monday, it was like as if nothing had ever happened.
Really?
And never did it ever again. Like we never really, and that was it. It was literally just one night,
just like a drunken
thing, and then it was done. And then I had another one in the same company with somebody else, but that went on for like that was again just physical, but it was an ongoing thing. There's a lot of stories with that, which we won't get into because this is not
the time.
Well, we got kicked out of the pub once.
Yeah, okay. Let's not talk about the details.
In front of this,
let's not talk about details.
No, I won't talk about details, but it was in front of the CEO. We got kicked out.
That's
and
better.
Then the CEO practically high-fived me on Monday, and I was like, "Hold up, this isn't what you should be doing."
This wasn't someone I worked with, but in between when I broke up with my ex to like obviously now with Grace,
I
went on a date with a girl, and she annoyed me, so I made her pay. It's like I literally
savage.
Nah, she's one of them, where we went and she had her phone right like this, and it was like she had the fucking flash thing on it. Fucking
oh right, yeah.
Flash, and she'd be like,
oh right, yeah.
And like mid conversation, I was just kind of like, after about the third time, I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I kind of basically didn't make the effort anymore.
Yeah.
And then I went to the toilet. I was like, I'm just gonna go to the toilet. Went to the toilet.
Just left?
No.
Oh.
I transferred all of my money from one account into another.
Yeah.
And then went back, and then I was like, when the bill came, I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I should have said at the start. I was like, I've not been paid yet. I left like £7, like 42p or something in my account, and I was like, oh, look, I've literally only got like £7 until like next week. I was like, but I really wanted to come out today, so I didn't want to like rearrange. Yeah. She was like, oh, it's okay, I'll pay, blah blah blah. Didn't see her again after.
That is savage.
But not being funny. Nah. Like, come on now. It's like that episode we did time ago where we
said
like paying on the first date, like equal. Like I always think it's just equal, 50-50.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a dick, you're gonna be a dick, and
that's the thing.
I don't care.
Yeah, pardon me. I will always pay on the first date. Now, me and this person, we haven't had a date yet. We've gone on for a drive, but like we're not classing it as a date. But like we went to the pub, and I was just like we ordered the drinks, and then I just got them, and then but like she didn't know I'd got them, so she got her phone out to go pay for her drink. So she thought like because we ordered them, and then like she thought like I'd pay for mine. I was like, oh no, I'll pay for both of them. And she was like, oh, like thank you, and then got another drink. But then like we went for lunch, and then she just bought the lunch. I was like, that's. You know what I mean? That's nice.
That's that level of like like 50-50, you know what I mean? That's
exactly. It's and like I'm more than happy, and I like paying on the first, day, and when we, all that. But like it's just nice, yeah. When you get some people, they just expect you to pay for it. Like I've had that so many times, where, especially on one date, which on the so this is went on a the girl around Christmas. This is like my first year at Nuffield, I think. The one that like was the producer for a TV show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we went for dinner. She lived lived in a lovely house. She had good money. We went for a dinner, and during this dinner, she was insulting me constantly.
I remember you saying.
And she called me. She was like, "Oh, but you've lived a dirty ex-drug addict's life. Like I've lived a very clean, happy life." And I'm like, "Hold up."
You should have made her pay.
And so I was like, "Hold up," and we had an argument.
You should have gone to the toilet, transferred all of your money out of your account.
I'd be like, "I'm so sorry, I haven't been paid." But then and then the bill came, and it was only like 200 quid. And
did you pay for the whole thing?
I paid for it.
For fuck's.
Because she was like, "Oh, you're paying for this tonight."
No, I would have got up and been like, "I'm not paying, you're paying." But
and I was drunk, and I was like, "Fine." And then and then we walked home, still arguing, and I was like, "What would you have done if I had not paid?" She was like, "I would have just left you." And bearing in mind, I'm drunk. I've driven to her house. I'm staying at her house. She was like, "I would have just left you and not let you in the house." And then the next day, because I was like, "Look, I've got to stay there. I'm stranded. I've got my car and I've got work in the morning." And then the next day, I ended it. I was like, "Nah, see you later. Now I can drive home. I'm gone. See you later." I don't want the money back. Just goodbye.
No. I think all in all, no matter where your wherever you date someone, whether it's work or whether it's outside, you just got to have that 50. You got to have that mutual. I think that's one of the main things as well. And I think that's also something that you got to look at even if you're dating in the workplace. Like, are you getting that same level of energy back?
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah, but I think I think for me personally, I feel like you get to know someone better, and I think it's easier to build a relationship and that base relationship with someone in the workplace than it is outside. And that's probably why workplace is easier. Yeah,
without doubt. Because I also think like if you work with somebody, obviously you're not always talking to them romantically, so you don't necessarily always trying to impress them. But if it's outside the workplace, every single time you spend with them, you're like, right, it's like you said, I've got to like be the romantic version.
Yeah.
I've got to like obviously still be yourself, but I've got to be romantic. But like, whereas if you're at work, you talk about spreadsheets, you're still talking to them, they're still getting to know you, but it's not like, oh, so what do you do for fun?
Just a more relaxed and chilled out conversation with them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you can have a conversation with them without having to think about the effort that you need to put into that conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't need to do anything spectacular. You can just have a conversation with them.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll go into the office and I'll be like, this candidate's references XYZ. What do we do? And then she'll be like, oh, like blah blah blah, and then I'll be like, cool, thank you. Like, how's your morning going? Yeah, no, it's going good, thank you. Sweet. Do you want a tea? Yeah, okay, cool, sweet. I'll go get you a tea.
Are you telling me how you chat to her? Every
No,
day?
but I'm saying that's like an example of it.
Is that the standard? Is that the standard you say?
That's the standard. It's
just going with the same sentence every week, every Monday morning. How was your weekend? Yeah, good. You want a tea?
Tea? Tea? Question mark. But yeah, no, I think yeah. As if everything's got its all pros and cons, but I'm all for it. But yeah, but we got a big day today. We're off to Christmas markets in London. That's going to be fun. And then I've got football in the morning.
I don't.
Which you don't know because I got my tattoos touched up. It's going to hurt on the socks and the shin pads.
You're starting on the bench.
Yeah,
so
I know.
You're crying.
It's just a fun. You know what? If the manager of the team's watching, fuck you. I didn't mean that.
Do you know what the funny thing is?
What?
I made all of that up all day.
Oh my god! No shit. I take that back.
I knew earlier when we was at the gym and I said it to you. I knew you would say something on here. That's why I said it, and I was hoping.
Fuck!
I was hoping that you would say something, and you
shit.
I've
fucked it. I've really fucked it. Yeah. I don't mean that.
So I think you're getting dropped in the new year.
I'm getting dropped.
But yeah, no man.
But no, should be a good weekend. And then obviously we've got Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we'll have our meeting over Christmas, and then we'll get like a proper plan in place. Obviously, if Jack is not around, then we'll have to rebrand and take him off the logo and replace him with a penis, because that's what he is. He's a dick.
Merry Christmas, Jack.
Yeah, haven't even spoken to him. It doesn't even respond to any of the WhatsApp messages.
I've spoken to him a few times.
You see, well, personally.
Yeah.
Done. I'm out. I'm out. Out.
Done.
Out.
Merry
Done.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody, bar Jack. The Turkish delight. Fuck off. Wait, what do we call him? The Turkish stallion. What do we call him? The Turkish delight? Yeah. Or the Turkish stallion? Either one. Done. Cut off. Unfollowing him. Everybody go unfollow Jack Savas. But no, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe, hit the like button, then hit the bell notification to be alerted every time that we release a video. If you are listening on Spotify, go over to YouTube and do exactly what I just said. Go follow us on Instagram, which is at the Still Learning Podcast. Go follow us on TikTok, which is at the Still Learning Podcast. And yeah, everybody have a Merry Christmas. And we will all see you in the new year. We might try and get a little surprise 10-minute episode out. Don't know, see what our schedule's like. I'm going to stop promising things because even like I've promised we'll do this, but our schedules just haven't allowed it. No. So, hey, this could be the last episode. Could not be the last episode of the year. You'll just have to come back every week to find out. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm Mark Badger, and it's goodbye from me.
I'm Ryan. Goodbye from me. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
The
Stay
tidings
safe.
We bring.
Eat lots of food. Drink lots of drinks. Make memories, because 2023 will be over in 15 days.
Exactly. Make memories, not money. Not sure that works, really. No. Anyway, adios.